Hey, what's up guys, Last here, and I promise you, this is going to be the last Deme video, probably. Today, we are just going to look at the massive unemployment that is the art that has been made regarding this situation. Yeah, let's just get to it. Now, of course, we have to look at this absolute terrible, like, come on, bro. This is Deme getting railed. I don't know who this yellow guy is, but I think this is supposed to be her boyfriend with the scissors. And it says, please don't let him find out, otherwise he'll stab me with the scissors again. This is just some absolute derangement. But yeah, it's fair game. I don't care anymore. But yeah, most of the replies are actually quite positive, except for a couple. Here comes cock review fans drawing porn of people when they don't get their way again. Yeah. That has happened quite a lot actually. But another one says, seeing this seconds after a person posted a clip of her possibly getting railed while streaming is wild. Now this is referencing the Outer Wild stream. Deme was acting suspicious, let's just say. There's also another artwork where this one's actually quite good. At least he won't stab me this time. Where it's Deme getting cucked. Oh my lord, bro. Just, people need to chill. I don't know. Is the digital footprint not real? I mean, this guy only has 15 followers, but are you not afraid? And you have a reply. Also, just absolutely deranged. I thought Chibi was the one that got caught from the brother chair. Now, this entire thing is about Chibi's brother, where, well, Chibi's brother committed suicide, and people were threatening to dig him up and turn him into a chair. A human carcass chair. Absolutely deranged. I don't know why people are like this. It's not that deep. It's just, like, I know Chibi Reviews is not exactly the best person, and he's definitely not trying to be a good person, I think, but you're not trying to be better than him. Unless that is your goal, then I guess it's fair game. And some more artwork where, babe, guess who feels suicidal today? And it's Cock1G. I don't know who that is. I think it's Deme's boyfriend, and you have Deme down here with a Black Lives Matter shirt being chained to a heater. Everyone is crazy. I don't know why. This might be when Demi said, if you're going to always complain about harassment in Twitter and cause harassment on me, getting physically harmed, it makes zero sense. Yeah, I actually agree with Demi. You guys are not being better than Demi at all. And moving on, we actually have a sort of a micro drama thing where this Rob's Media guy, I actually quite like his videos. He just does videos talking about some influencers who are dumb, really. I actually quite like his videos, and I have seen this video. Judging by the title, I'm sure you can already infer that it's about Chibi reviews, and it's not exactly positive, which to me, to me it's completely fine. If you hate Chibi reviews, I think it's completely fine. If you love him, I think it's completely fine. If you don't care, like me, I think it's completely fine. Just, the video itself is okay, just that it seems a bit like trying to dunk on him. I don't know, I got bored like halfway, and I just came to, all it did really was just gave like a start to finish documentary on Chibi reviews, and yeah, about his free speech absolutism. Honestly, I kind of condemn Chibi reviews on that. How are you a free speech absolutist when the second people criticize you, you just attack them back, and you send people to attack them, which probably would happen to Rob's Media, and I don't think it has happened yet. Yeah, there's a lot of reason that people hate Chibi reviews, and I think that it's completely reasonable to not like him. But there is one big essay on this video, and I'm going to read it because I need my content. The lawsuit fundraising is a fair criticism. Around 70,000 was raised. No public lawsuit ever materialized. And this is talking about Chibi Reviews' old like drama where he was being harassed on by like Kiwi Farm people, where Kiwi Farm is basically Reddit 2.0, and he said that he was going to sue them, and he did a fundraiser and raised $70,000, but the lawsuit never happened, and he went quiet for a while before saying that he had to use the money to pay some bills. And my take on it is that, it's completely fine. I think maybe he should like give back half or something, if that's even possible. If there's no lawsuit, then I think the $70,000 was like half a scam. And the communication afterwards appears to have been poor. Yeah, he was not talking about it afterwards. That's a legitimate issue to the question. However, poor transparency is not the same thing as proving a scam. If you're going to accuse someone of fraud, you need evidence that the money was intentionally misused. And yeah, to me, it was not misused, because I think that him having to pay bills was a reasonable use of the money, although it was not related to the lawsuit. Not just frustration over a lack of updates. The abuse and relationships allegations are also presented far too confidently. From what I've seen, both sides have made claims, and Chibi released a lengthy response with screenshots and his own account of events, without independent verification or legal findings. Presenting one side as questionable fact is speculation, not analysis. Now, this is talking about where Chibi Reviews had an ex who claimed that Chibi was being abusive and toxic. Then Chibi Reviews made a response video where he showed some messages talking about between him and his ex, not the one that cheated on him, by the way. But yeah, they were both sides apparently have bad things between them, and I think that, without real evidence and not just he said she said, this allegation wouldn't really go anywhere. And the lolicon debate is another example. You can strongly disagree with Chibi's position on fictional content. Many people do, but arguing that fictional drawings should be legally distinguished from real CSAM is not by itself proof that someone is a predator. Yeah, I actually agree with Chibi on this. I think that lolicon is not actual child porn. I just think that is weird. And yeah, if you're into it, you're weird, but you're not exactly a pedophile. But continuing, conflating those issues is emotionally effective, but it is not evident. The biggest problem with this video is that you treat every accusation as automatically true because the subject is unpopular. Being obnoxious, terminally online, politically disagreeable, or bad at handling criticism does not mean every allegation thrown at you is suddenly proven. Criticize Chibi for things that can actually be demonstrated. The funding transparency concerns are fair. His tendency to engage endlessly with critics is fair. Fan brigading concerns are fair, but repeatedly calling someone a scammer, abuser, grifter, or pedophile without presenting clear evidence for each claim isn't analysis. It is just an accusation. Viewers should check the primary sources, Chibi's responses, and the evidence for themselves instead of relying on commentary videos that seem more interested in dunking on someone than proving their case. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. Like, Chibi Reviews being an asshole to everyone really does not mean that everything he said is wrong, though maybe some of it is quite questionable, but it does not really, because it's not really a decider. There's also a big kerfuffle about the thumbnail where you can see this, like, this, you can see this like tiny Chibi here. Now he's actually sitting on a skull chair, where obviously this is referencing Chibi Reviews' dead brother being turned into a chair. Now this guy, okay, before I don't go harassing anyone I mentioned here. I don't care, I just want to talk about it and give my take that no one will listen. He said, had the honor of creating some art for Rob's Media. New video on the internet's current biggest cry bully, Chibi Reviews. Now, is Chibi Review a cry bully? Honestly, I think that he is a cry bully. But does that mean what all the bad stuff happening to him is deserved? And no, I don't think so. Some people would reply, if I had any political power, let's so say it wouldn't end well for you woke freaks. Now, you can see even X knows. You should probably calm down, bro. Like, even the comments is not loading right. I don't think a 35-year-old weeaboo has the smallest chance to get a vote, except if it's from himself. There's some edgy ass post. Yeah, bro, you're not you're not going anywhere, bro. And we also have more posts. Yeah, this is just straight up mocking a dead suicide victim. I'm sure Chibi is the bad guy here. Now, you can see some reply saying, it's literally fiction, dude. Now, I don't really agree with this argument. I'm sure I had a quote where I said, if it's not real, it's not a big deal. If there is a link, you're going to click, where it basically means that If it is completely detached from reality, I believe that it shouldn't matter, but there is an exception for anything that has references to real life events or characters and such. And obviously, this is referencing people threatening to turn Chibi's dead brother, by the way, into a chair. And you also have more people reacting to it. Oh good, a ghoul who thinks threatening to desecrate someone's grave is good. Cool, how's nice of you. And you have a reply, the lolicons are tweaking already. Don't have to be a lolicon to think threatening to desecrate graves isn't funny. Yeah, that's not cool, man. And he would say, what threat? Which, I don't know, he's playing dumb or something. Probably when someone took his brother's grave picture from his obituary page and had AI add a person as a means of showing intent or to cause distress to the targeted party. It's also the reason why death and bomb threats in real life gets you prosecuted even if the intent was fake. Which, yeah, the entire thing started with like a real picture of his grave, Chibi's brother's grave, and he adds a person using AI to basically dig his brother up. And this guy is still playing dumb, by the way, so there was no threat. The fact that someone made an AI video about it still shows intent, and it also doesn't matter if there isn't actual intent, because just saying that would get you prosecuted. And we have like another guy saying Chibi said he's unimpressed and told you to make another one. So chop chop. Whoa. Who is bro? Who is this guy? What are you, his servant or messenger? Keep sucking his cock, and he might even think about scamming y'all for another lawsuit out of generosity. Yeah, who is bro? Bro is not tough. You also have another post saying, this art is literally you drawing Chibi crying on a bone chair because some unhinged fuck just threatened to dig up his dead brother's grave and turn him into furniture. And then you turn around and call him the biggest crybaby? The cognitive disabilities are actually insane here. Projection this loud should be studied. Can't really call him a cry bully when you're the one agitating him. And that really just brings us to the end of the video, where I'm going to give my totally unbiased opinion on this whole thing. So first off, with the Deme stuff, I think that Deme was in the wrong for, well, first of all, she wasn't exactly in the wrong immediately when she said to not post an SFW. It's just that she handled it bad and should have just, clarified it earlier when Chibi responded and, said she was virtue signaling. And then Deme responded back with, bringing up Chibi's reviews' ex-fiance. I think that was when Deme actually got into the wrong by just bringing up something completely unnecessary and not addressing Chibi Reviews' critique. And the Chibi Review fans, of course, they're insane and just started drawing this bullshit and whatever. They're really not helping the situation. They're just pouring gas into the flame. And when Mugen made his completely unbiased objective video, by the way, yeah, he wasn't helping at all. His video was quite leaning towards Deme already, which, as someone who claimed to make objective videos, especially after the whole like Saikuno drama where he called Saikuno a predator even though he's not, and he kept insisting that the girl was a victim even though she knew that Saikuno was, well, one, old, and also was already in a relationship, but still decided to engage with Saikuno. And then with the whole blackmail with powder, Mugen really was just digging himself a grave, and not Chibi's brother's grave. No, but Chibi also fucked up by making replies that really did not mean anything, like when he said that multiple points on Mugen's video was wrong, but he did not say what was wrong, and it ended up being one point was wrong, where Mugen showed a screenshot of Chibi talking about a fake tweet that Deme apparently made, a fake tweet of Deme saying that her boyfriend was sexually assaulting someone, and he cut it out. It also kind of doesn't matter because Chibi also posted that tweet, spread it around. How are you mad at Mugen for spreading it around when his source was you? It was crazy, and yeah, no one is handling this situation well, except for me, of course, by ignoring everything and just talking what I think. Yeah, I get why people don't like Chibi, and I get why people don't like Deme, and I also get why people don't like Mugen, though I kind of never liked Mugen. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.